The Maker's Verdict. Now, dear Maker, you know everything you need to know to create your own reality. You cannot change the whole world, but your individual reality is at your disposal. When you escape the illusion of the dual reflection and stand external to the world's mirror, eternity lies before with its limitless possibilities. There's not meant to be a single word of artificial pathos in these words. The alternatives space holds three truly invaluable gifts: your future, which you can shape; sacred knowledge, which can transform you into a genius; and something else that will take your breath away. What this last thing is, you will learn a little later. Let's start with knowledge. You may think only certain exceptional people have the answers to your questions, so you search for information from others. This can go on forever. You could spend your whole life learning from so-called enlightened individuals who seem to know what you should do. But how do they know these things? Do they read a lot of books, or do they have a special talent? Neither is true. Imagine you've traveled to Earth from another planet. Everything is new, confusing, and unfamiliar. Your group splits up, each person exploring different things. You discover that you can pick mushrooms in the forest, swim and fish in the sea, and ski in the mountains. Earth is full of creatures, some harmless, and others that might pose a danger. In the same way, humanity is constantly discovering something new. The flow of knowledge is inexhaustible. However, those who do the inventing and the creating are very few. The rest watch with surprise and delight. What made them think of it? They must be one of the chosen ones. So, what makes a person chosen? Their goals and doors are uniquely inherent to their specific path. When you walk your own path, the treasures of the world are revealed to you. Then, others look at you with amazement, wondering how you did it. It is really that simple. The paradox lies in the fact that although this principle is superficially quite obvious, the awareness of it remains obscure. Everyone can see that in order to reach new, previously unknown heights of success, you have to step out of the rat race and set out on your own path, and yet they continue to walk in the footsteps of others, trying to repeat their experience. Have you ever been mushroom foraging in a group? There's always that moment when someone finds the first mushroom and shouts out their discovery as if claiming victory over the entire forest. It's exciting for them, but if you haven't found any yet, it can start to feel a little discouraging. Maybe you've tried following behind the lucky ones, thinking that if you stick close enough, their good fortune will rub off on you. But no matter how diligently you search in their footsteps, nothing seems to appear. It's frustrating, isn't it? And then something shifts. When you finally decide to strike out on your own, away from the crowd, that's when the magic happens. You find it. A massive, beautiful mushroom. Suddenly, you're the one with the great discovery, and you can feel that rush of pride like a true explorer who trusted their own path. In these moments, we might understand something, but don't fully integrate it into our awareness. Later, there are many occasions when the world shows that if we turn off the beaten path, go our own way, we discover the treasure. But often, again and again, we'd be drawn back into the general flow, giving into the herd instinct. The difference is between knowing something in theory and truly understanding it through integration. You might suspect something is true, but that's not enough to guide your actions. Transurfing turns that suspicion into clear, actionable knowledge, showing you exactly what to do and how to do it. At some point, you need to stop focusing on the old and start tapping into something new, i.e., eternity, where all discoveries and masterpieces are to be found. To access information from the alt space, you need a basic foundation of knowledge in your area of interest. Without this foundation, you won't be able to connect to the right part of the alt space. Once you've got a handle on the basics, you can forget what you learned and begin making your own discoveries. Books, pictures, melodies are all pulled from the alt space. You just need to learn to connect to the right sector. For a melody, it could be a few key chords. For a picture, it might be a certain mood. And for a book, it could start with a situation. You don't need to plan for the whole plot. It will unfold as you go. The story will emerge if you let go of controlling thoughts and let the characters come to life on their own. There's no need to invent anything, it's already there. Just follow the alt flow calmly. Genius is simple, and the flow of alternatives follows a straightforward path most people wouldn't expect. Even computer programs and technical equipment can be created this way, starting from a basic idea instead of a detailed plan. While some projects do need a clear plan, in other areas it's better to go with the alt flow and let the concept develop naturally. When the mind tries to plan everything in advance, it complicates things. The alt flow, however, always finds the simplest and best solution, leaving you amazed at how well things worked out without a detailed blueprint. It's better not to force ideas, but to approach tasks step by step from start to finish. The idea is just the starting point of any project. The alt flow will handle the rest. You don't need to create the idea yourself either, it comes from the same place, eternity. Brilliant ideas come through the soul to the mind. The mind's job is not to create the idea, but to recognize it when it comes. It will come, especially if you step away from the crowd and follow your heart's path. The heart has direct access to the alt space, while the mind picks up on subtle ideas and tries to understand them. The heart knows, but the mind doesn't. All you have to do is listen to it. This may sound simple, but many people don't truly understand it. They see it as just a metaphor and dismiss it. People tend to trust logic over intuition, thinking that logic is reliable, while intuition is too uncertain. If you have basic knowledge in a field, your heart can tune into the alt space and access new knowledge that isn't found in books. Ask yourself a question, express it clearly, and then let it go. In a few days, the answers will come. If not, keep asking, and over time, the answer will definitely arrive. The key is having the resolve to break free from old patterns, conventional norms, and the rule of pendulums. You need the courage to claim your own right to knowledge. Stop relying on others' answers and shift your focus from seeking to creating. The authors of books you read did the same. They stopped searching and started creating. They broke free from the established authorities and forged their own path. You can do the same and claim your right to be the one who knows. This brings us to the third gift that awaits you in the alternatives space: success and stardom. Imagine how someone feels when they're in the role of a superstar. To their fans, all they see is the fame, wealth, and talent on display. This creates the impression that the person is extraordinary, beyond the reach of the average person. But is it really possible for anyone to rise to such great heights of success and exude enough confidence to make others believe in their uniqueness? For the chosen one, their fame and qualities feel ordinary, even mundane. They don't see themselves as exceptional because they know they're just like many others. So, what's the difference? What sets a country girl apart from a showbiz star, a struggling student from a renowned scientist, or an average person from someone truly exceptional? The difference is one simple step. One person claims they're right, while the other doesn't believe they deserve it or can't bring themselves to take that step. Many people think the chosen ones are exceptional because others choose them, but that's a false belief. In reality, the chosen ones choose themselves first, and only then others take notice. Assert your right to be a chosen one. From this moment onwards, I have chosen myself. You do not have the right because you are worthy or capable. You have this right because it is your birthright. The alt space contains everything, including the most important thing intended for you personally, the verdict that you have this right. This is your ticket to eternity and sanction for your privilege to be maker of your own reality. Your whole life you've been taught how to behave, what to value, and what to strive for. Now claim your right to set your own rules. Only you can decide what's right for you and shape your own world. You are free to believe what others may not, as long as it doesn't hurt anyone else. By using your power to create your own path, you can stay true to your own beliefs. In life, everyone has their own opinion. Some may say something is black, others say white. Who do you believe? Remember, the world is a mirror that reflects whatever verdict you choose to give. You are not a mirror. You either accept others' views or you become the maker who creates your own. Once you realize this, the question of which truth to follow, black or white, no longer matters. You can now choose your own truth. I decide this is true because I am the maker of my reality. And it will work because with the alt space and the dual mirror, you have everything you need to make your plans a reality. It's really that simple. The key is to boldly claim you're right. If you doubt or feel guilty, your decision loses its power and you go from being the maker to the one being judged. Doubt leads you to act wrongly no matter how right your actions seem. It's not about how accurate your thinking is, but how confident you are in your decision. You need to fully integrate this understanding so that your heart and mind align. You already have the knowledge, now turn that understanding into real experience, act, and become convinced. You must not let the mind control the will of the maker. Your verdict is powerful only when your heart and mind are aligned. If you ignore the heart's guidance, you're not making reality, you're making mistakes. You see people everywhere struggling because they don't align with their true abilities. There are no truly incompetent people, just people who haven't found their true path and are following someone else's. The third gift gives you the freedom to declare your own verdict, freeing you from obstacles and negative influences. It brings quiet confidence. You can trust that the world takes care of you and you're strong enough to accept help when needed. Once you claim your right to decide what is good or bad, right or wrong for your world, you can remove any outside judgment, including anything related to transurfing. Just avoid guilt, indecision, or pangs of conscience and ensure your decisions don't harm others. This brings us to our final point. The alt space contains everything, and everything that you wish for with your heart and mind is yours. You should be aware, however, that a gatekeeper stands at the threshold to eternity. This guard only permits access to those who have the boldness to assert their right as maker. Your verdict is your entrance pass. I am capable and worthy because I have decided it so. I do not want, I do not hope, I intend. Claim your right, and the gatekeeper will open the gates of eternity before you.